Mm. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
And do you have anything you want to say? Or?
Yeah, mainly I just need to keep practicing. I find my mind is really still very reactive at the moment, and I need to keep practicing.
Okay. You got no question?
Yeah, the only thing that's on my mind is usually at the end of meditation I give metta, but at the moment I'm saying the words, but I cannot generate any metta, and I'm wondering if it's better to put some time into focusing on metta, or just keep practicing mindfulness and the metta automatically comes.
See, metta, you can develop it only when you are with people. When you are alone, there's nobody to receive your metta. It's when you are with people, that's when you have to apply metta in your relationship. After meditation, when you chant, this is just a reminder that you should be kind, be loving, be caring, be nice to other people, be forgiving. This is when you're not developing when you're chanting. It's just a reminder, reminding you that when you come face to face with people or beings, other beings, you should be kind, be nice to them. Like say hello, how are you? Yeah, good luck, and so forth. Not get angry at people. Not being selfish toward other people. Be generous, be nice. This is to establish a peaceful relationship with people, so that you would have no bad feeling arises when you come into contact with other people. That's the purpose, to protect your mind from anger, from hatred. So when I think most people got misunderstood, they think when they chant they are developing these qualities. You can only develop it when you apply it in your real life. When you come face to face with people you don't like, that's when you have to radiate metta toward those people, to overcome your dislike, your hatred. Like the Buddha, he has no hatred toward nobody. Even if they consider himself enemies, he doesn't consider anybody to be his enemy. He considers everybody to be friends. We are buddies in birth, aging, sickness and death. We are comrades, This is what you have to teach your mind, to have this sort of attitude. When you're alone, you're trying to convince yourself that this is the way you should behave when you come into contact with other people. So you have to. This will make you be mindful also. This is another way of developing mindfulness. When you see people, you have to watch your mind, see how your mind is reacting toward these people, positive or negative. If you have negative, then you have to eliminate it, get rid of it, and bring out the positive reaction. To generate friendship, not to generate animosity. This is the purpose of metta. Because if your mind is kind, caring, loving, your mind is peaceful and happy. When your mind is angry, hating your mind is bad. It's not happy. So this is what when you chant, you try to study the quality of metta. Sabbe satta avera hontu means I should not have any enmity or ill will toward other beings. Instead, I should be forgiving, loving. When you hate somebody because they did something wrong to you, you should forgive them. Once you forgive, then you would have no hatred. The second one is abhaya pacha hontu. It means not to hurt other people. Meaning you refrain from killing, stealing, committing sexual misconduct, lying. This kind of action will only hurt other people. So you don't want to hurt other people by your own action. So whatever you do, you have to be mindful that you don't make other people hurt other people. And the third one is anika hontu. You want people to be happy, not sad. So whatever you can do, you help him to make them happy. You give them a piece of chocolate, give them a bottle of water. This is kind metta. So this is what it means when you are chanting or after your meditation. It's just merely reminding yourself to have this quality when you come across people, and do whatever the situation requires. If you have to forgive, you should forgive. If you have to share, you should share. If you should do anything, make sure you don't hurt other people by what you do. This is basically what metta is about. But most people think that you can somehow mystically radiate your love and compassion toward all beings by just sitting there alone in your meditation. It's just an imitation, or just generating that sort of a feeling when there's nobody to receive those feelings. You should radiate this feeling when you are with people, not when you are alone. Because when you are alone, you usually don't have enmity or ill will toward other people. It's only when you're with people, when you start to interacting, that's when you start to have ill will or enmity. That's when you have to use metta to suppress or to get rid of this enmity and ill will. By being forgiving, by being kind, caring, loving. Okay?เสียงดังนิดนึงนะเสียงมันจะหอนโดยเฉพาะเครื่องบินมามั้ง So basically when you practice, if you're alone, you should concentrate more on your mindfulness, bringing your mind back in the present. Try to keep it in the present, not in the past or in the future. The mind likes to escape from the present because the present is so boring. So you want to think about what you did, the good things you had, the good times you had in the past, and the good times you will have in the future. But these are all delusional, because reality actually exists in the present. You can have a good time in the present, and the best the best kind of good time is to be calm, to be rid of any form of cravings or desire. See? It's your craving and your desire that makes your person unpalatable, because you cannot have what you crave for or long for. So you look toward the future, you look back toward the past. So you're being misguided. You should look for happiness in the present by stopping your craving and your desire, because real happiness is peace of mind, the mind that is rid of craving and desire. So you should try to stop your mind from thinking. You can use a mantra, recite Bhutto, Bhutto, or chanting. Just keep chanting when you might start to long for the past or long for the future, longing for anything, because what you long for are a delusional form of happiness, not real happiness. The real happiness is here and now. Be content. Contentment is your real happiness. And you can only have contentment when you calm your mind, when you stop your mind from desiring and craving. And you can only stop them by stop thinking. This is the first method of calming your mind. The second method is use wisdom of the Buddha. Should you desire for anything, you should look toward those things as impermanent and doesn't really belong to you. Whatever you get, you will lose it one day, and the happiness that you get from that thing will evaporate, and in its place will be sadness. So if you desire for anything, crave for anything, just look at the downside of what you get. Then it will stop you from desiring and craving for those things. So you have two methods you can use. You can either just stop thinking about those things. When you don't think about those things, then you don't have any craving for them. But if you cannot stop your thinking and you keep on craving, then use the wisdom of the Buddha that tells us that everything that we crave for we will eventually lose them if we get them. And sometimes what we long for, we'll not get them anyway. So when you don't get what you long for, you feel sad. Or when you get what you want, when you lose it, then you feel sad again. So you should look at everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you can do this, then you can protect your mind from craving and desiring, and keep your mind calm and content. You don't need anything to make you happy. What makes you happy is nothing. No craving, no desiring. So this is what you should try to do as much as possible until it becomes second nature. When you no longer crave, no longer desire, then you will always be peaceful and happy. So try to stop your thinking, because the first method is easier. Just keep chanting or keep reciting the mantra. When you start to long for things, crave for people, yearning for the past, or yearning for the future, just bring it back to the present. You can watch your action of the body. Keep your mind focused on the action of your body. Whatever you do, just be with that action. You're walking, sitting, standing, lying down, eating, bathing, dressing, doing anything. Just keep your mind focused on those things. Then you cannot go and think about other things. So when you don't think about other things, then you won't have any craving or desiring for anything. then you can be calm and peaceful. And when you got nothing to do, you should sit down and meditate. Focus on your breath. Keep focused on your breath only. Don't let your mind go somewhere else. Just keep watching your in and out breath. And just observe whether your breath is short or long, coarse or subtle. Don't try to manage the breath. And should the breath seem to be so subtle that you cannot feel it, just know and just be aware, that's all. Don't think, don't try to analyze, or don't try to talk to yourself. If I'm not breathing, am I dying or something? Just know that your breath is so fine that you cannot feel it. So just sit there and beware of nothing, if you can. Be with nothing. Just be mindful. Then your mind eventually will drop into calm. And then you'll feel peaceful and at ease. And you don't need to do anything because the mind has become inactive. And you feel a sense of peace and happiness. And when you're in that state, try to maintain it by being mindful. Try not to think. When your mind starts to think, try to stop it. If you can stop your thinking, then you can still remain in that inactive state. But eventually you will no longer be able to prevent your mind from thinking. Then you will start withdrawing from that state, and the mind become active again and start thinking about this and that. Then you should bring your mind to think about the objects of your attachment, like your body. Teach your mind to let go of your body, because the body is not you, doesn't belong to you. The body has its own cycle. It's born, then it will get old, it will get sick, and it will die. There's nothing you can do to prevent it from happening. So your goal is not to be disturbed by the happening of the body, whether it's getting old or it's getting sick or dying. You just leave the body alone. Look at the body as not yourself. Look at the body as is somebody else's body. Because that's what it is. It's not your body. You might just happen to become connected to this body, and eventually the connection will be severed at the time of death. So you're not the body, and you're not being hurt by the body, but you're being hurt by yourself, trying to cling to your body. But if you don't cling to your body, you let go of the body, leave the body alone, then your mind will not be hurt. It will not have any bad feelings when the body get old, get sick, or die. Same way with the body of other people that you still cling to. Whoever you still cling to, you should look at them as being impermanent, that it will eventually get old, get sick, and die, just like anybody. Everybody is the same thing. And the body is actually composed of the 4 elements. The food that you eat in, the water that you drink, the air that you breathe, are the 4 elements. Once they go into your body, they start to build up the body parts, the 32 parts. The hair of the head, hair of the body, the skin, the nail, the teeth, the flesh, and all the internal organs. These are just a robot, a biological robot. The body is made up of the 4 elements. And eventually, when the body stops functioning, the 4 elements start to disperse. They go separate ways. The body will eventually, the water, the liquid in the body will seep out, the air will come out, the heat will come out, and what will be left is just the earth element. So when you study this and look at it, then you can get rid of your delusion. You're thinking that this body is you or belongs to you. The body belongs to the four elements. It came from the four elements, and the four elements will reclaim it at the end of the life cycle. Once you see the true nature of the body, then you will not be hurt by whatever happens to the body, either your body or anybody else's body. They are all the same. They rise and cease. They are born, they get old, get sick, and die. There's nothing you can do. If you have any longing or desiring for them not to get old, get sick, or die, then you become unhappy and sad. So this is what you should do. If you want to think, when you're not meditating, then you should think about the nature of the body. The body has many aspects that you have to understand. The impermanent nature, the four-element nature, the unattractive nature of the body. Look inside, under the skin, then you'll see the unattractive parts of the body. This will help get rid of your sexual desire toward other people's body. If you only see the outside, the skin and the hair, it can fool you. It can arouse your sexual desire toward that body. But if you look at the body when it's no longer breathing, as a corpse, as a decomposing corpse, then you would have any attraction for that body. This is what you have to do, because your mind still have attraction, it still cling to the body. So you need the truth to sever this attraction, this clinging, this attachment, because attraction and attachment cause suffering in the mind, hurt the mind. You want to free the mind from suffering, so you have to teach the mind the truth of the body. So then, when the mind sees the truth of the body, then it will not cling to the body. It will not be attracted to the body. Once the body has let go of attachment and attraction toward the body, then the mind will be peaceful and calm, liberated from suffering that arises from attraction or attachment to the body. So this is what you should try to do. Besides the body, you also have to let go of your attachment toward the feeling of the body. We tend to cling to the good feeling of the body, and we try to negate or get rid of the bad feeling, like pain. Nobody likes pain, but it's part of the body nature to be painful. And when the body becomes painful, it also causes the mind to be painful, because the mind have this craving or desire to get rid of the painful feeling of the body. So you can stop this painful feeling of the mind by teaching the mind not to try to get rid of the pain of the body. The desire to get rid of the pain of the body will cause the mind to be hurt, to be painful unnecessarily. The mind isn't hurting, the mind isn't being in pain. It is just the body. But since the mind is deluded and think that the body is the mind, so the mind wants to get rid of the pain of the body. And by having craving, desiring to get rid of the pain, will create another pain in the mind, which you can get rid of by sitting for a long time and let the pain of the body arise and then teach your mind to leave the pain alone. Let the physical pain come and go by itself. You can live with this pain. It's not that terrible. It's just your desire not to live with it that makes it terrible. But once you can embrace the physical pain, then you can get rid of your mental pain. The way to embrace it is when you start to have this desire to get rid of the physical pain, you can stop it by using a mantra. Just keep reciting a mantra or chanting, and don't think about the physical pain. Then when you don't think about it, then you are not creating this mental pain, which is more unbearable than the physical pain. Once you are not creating the mental pain, then you can live with the physical pain. So this is the first method, is to use a mantra or chanting.
Instead of moving position in meditation, start mantra. Is this what you recommend? So when the body wants to move position because it's in pain.
Yeah, that's the mind. See, that wants to move, not the body. The body doesn't care. It can take any sort of pain. It's the mind that doesn't like the pain of the body, so it tries to move the body. What I'm saying, that when you are ready to let go of the feeling of the body, then that's the time when you don't want to move. You want to teach the mind to let go. When you want to take the examination, when you want to take the test, to see whether you can let go of the physical pain or not, then you don't want to move the body. You want to leave the pain alone, because that's the test. See? That's the test to let go, to make the mind detached from the physical pain. And to detach, then is to leave the pain alone. If you move your body, then you are still attached to the physical pain. You still want to get rid of the physical pain. See? But if you want to prove that you don't want to get rid of the physical pain, you can leave the physical pain alone, then you just leave the body alone. Let the physical pain arise and cease by itself. By using a mantra, by using a chanting, to stop your mind from trying to move the body. This is the first method. The second method is to use wisdom of the Buddha. Look at the body that it isn't you. It is like somebody else's body. When you see other people in pain, do you want to go do anything with their body? You don't need to. You leave them alone. So it's the same way with your body. When you see your body in pain, just leave it alone. Because it's not your body. If you can do this, then when you stop craving or having this desire to get rid of this physical pain, your mind will then stop reacting to the physical pain, and the mind becomes peaceful and calm and leave the pain alone. Then from that point onward, you will no longer be afraid of pain. The pain will not bother you anymore, because you know you can handle it. You can embrace it, you can live with it. What you cannot live with is your mental pain, your desire to get rid of the physical pain. This is the real painful pain, is the mental pain, not the physical pain. So you either use a mantra or chanting when you're sitting in pain and you don't want to move. Just keep chanting, then you forget about the pain. See, when you forget about the pain, then you don't have any desire to get rid of it. You can live with it. But you have to keep chanting. As soon as you stop chanting, your mind will start to want to get rid of the pain. If you want to eliminate this problem entirely, permanently, then you have to use wisdom. Look at the pain as anicca, dukkha, anatta, like you look at the body. That is, the pain is impermanent, it comes and goes by itself. It's anatta, you cannot manage it, you cannot control it. You just have to leave it alone. Like the weather, like the rain, you cannot control the rain. You cannot tell it to stop, or you cannot tell it to rain. So the only way to live with it happily is to leave it alone. You leave the rain alone, then the rain don't bother you, right? If you leave the physical pain alone, then the physical pain won't bother you. If you can leave it alone by using the wisdom of the Buddha, then you will be forever solve this problem of the physical pain. Yeah. No matter how sick you become, how painful the body becomes, your mind can still become peaceful and calm. Because you're not generating any mental pain by desiring to get rid of the physical pain. So this is basically the vipassana of the body and of the feeling that is associated with the body, the physical pain. So this is the two things that you have to do after you have a certain amount of calm, after you can sit in samadhi and have this mind become totally inactive. Then your mind will be strong enough to deal with the truth of the body and the truth of the feelings. If you haven't have this peace of mind that arises from samadhi yet, you will not be able to look at the truth and let go of the body and let go of the physical pain. You will react instantly as soon as anything happens to the body or happens to the painful feeling. So this is what you do alternatively between samadhi and vipassana. You have to calm your mind to have the strength to face the truth of the body, face the truth of the feelings. And after you try, you might fail, you come back and regenerate your strength again. Keep coming back to regenerate your strength, then go back to face the truth of the body, of the pain again, until you eventually can let go of the body and let go of the pain. Okay? Alright. Anything else? Nothing more. Okay. You got anything else you want to ask? Okay.
At the moment I'm alternating between sitting and walking meditation. I'm just wondering, usually an hour each?
It's up to you, whichever the ratio you want. If you enjoy walking more than sit, then walk more. If you enjoy sit more than walk, sit more. It depends. Sometimes when you sit and you get good result, you might want to sit more. Sometimes you don't get good result, you feel frustrated, so you might want to walk more to get rid of your frustration. So it depends. There's no fixed amount of time. But the general rule is the longer the better. Whichever position, if you can sit longer or walk longer, try to do it in a long stretch.
So increase the amount of time, like maybe increase it to 2 or 3 hours at a time.
Yeah, if that's possible. Yeah. Because it will then stop your mind from being wandering and thinking about other things. Yeah. Because when you sit, when you walk, you have to be mindful. So you're controlling, restraining your thoughts. But if you don't sit, you don't do anything, then your mind will start to think about all sorts of things. So try to do the practice, whichever practice, walking or sitting, try to do as long as possible. The longer the better. It will increase your endurance, your mindfulness. But if you want calm, you have to sit. Walking cannot get you as much calm as sitting. Sitting can get you full concentration. Walking can get you partial concentration, partial calm, but not full.
Also, if I've had a lot of agitation, sometimes I use a chair. Do you recommend trying to sit long time?
Use the chair?
Sometimes I use a chair if there's a lot of agitation in my mind.
What do you use?
Use a chair.
Sitting on a chair?
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter.
That's fine too,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can sit on any posture you like. The goal is to stop your mind, to calm your mind. Okay. มีเข้ามาก็ป่ะอยากจะถามอะไรอีกอะ
คุณสตีเฟนเข้ามาค่ะ
Hi, how are you, Mr. Stephen Morris from England?
Good morning, Ajahn. You were talking before about pain. The problem I have is when I have pain. When I'm sitting in meditation, I seem to spend more time repeating the word Anicca, which does help, but unfortunately I then cannot concentrate as much on calming the mind. Sadhu.
The reason why you're not using you're not getting good result from using the word anicca, because deep inside your mind you want it to be you want it to disappear by reinforcing your mind with anicca, because anicca means impermanent. So maybe this is wrong, because the goal is not to get rid of your pain. The goal is to get rid of your desire, to get rid of the pain. So if you use anicca and you feel it's not effective, maybe you should use something else. Because when you use anicca, maybe deep inside you want to have the pain disappear, because you say it's anicca. And when it's not anicca, then you become frustrated. So maybe you should use something else. You should use dukkha instead. Dukkha. Maybe will work. Or maybe use something neutral. Or anatta. I think anatta would be a better word. Anatta means you cannot control your physical pain. You have to leave it alone. Anatta. Your physical pain is like the rain. It comes and goes. You cannot tell when the rain to stop or tell when the rain to come. So it's the same way with your physical pain. So you should repeat, instead of using anicca, you should use anatta instead. Then you will then leave the pain alone, like you would leave the rain alone. Anatta means it's natural process, not man-made. You're not creating pain and you're not getting rid of pain. Just like you're not creating rain and getting rid of rain. You just have to leave the rain alone, just like you leave the pain alone. You leave the pain alone like you leave the rain alone. If you can leave the pain alone, then you will not be frustrated, you will not be restless. You will be peaceful and calm and happy.
How to train ourselves not to get agitated so easily?
Prevent yourself from being agitated.
Yes.
You have to lessen your desire, your craving. You're agitated because you don't get what you want, see? So you become agitated. So try to lessen your desire to have things going your way. Just take things as they come.
In a layperson life, to become patient is quite difficult.
But you can do it. You just have to try to change your attitude toward people and things. Don't expect too much from them. Instead of expecting 100%, maybe cut it down to 50%.
I have to lower down my expectations.
That's right, yeah. Just maybe yes and maybe no. Maybe you get what you want from them, maybe you don't. Just think like that. So when you don't get what you want, you won't get agitated. Okay, lower your expectation. If you can lower to 0, then there will be no agitation at all, because you won't expect anything from anybody. Okay.
คุณสตีเฟนตอบมาแล้วค่ะ
ว่ามา
I'm very well, thank you. I will be flying to Thailand this Friday. I will be going to Lay province first to visit my wife's family, and I shall be returning back to Bangkok on 24th May. I am very much looking forward to seeing you on the 26th or 27th May. If this is convenient with you, is anything you would like me to bring from England?
Just bring your love. Bring your love, bring your compassion.